Guys, what's the creepiest thing a woman has ever done to you? Story 1. I was living abroad and getting married. My language skills were limited, so I kept asking my fiancé how I could help with the wedding preparations, cutting invitation cards, anything. She always refused, and then complained I wasn't helping enough. One day she exploded, said I didn't care, grabbed a kitchen knife, and came at me with it. Instinct kicked in. I slapped her wrist, so she dropped it and she ran out crying. The next morning while she was at work, I packed my bags, called a taxi, went straight to the airport, and took the first flight out of the country. Never went back. Story 2. Dated a compulsive liar who turned out to be into witchcraft. I broke up with her and she started stalking me, waiting outside my apartment for hours. One day I noticed her old Gmail was still logged into my phone. Curiosity won, and I found hundreds of emails to an online which she was paying thousands of euros to cast love spells, sigils, curses on my new girlfriend, anything to get me back. She even asked the witch for relationship advice, like she was a therapist. The witch eventually told her she needed actual psychiatric help, which was hilarious. She moved into a mutual friend's apartment next door and was constantly burning weird herbs and candles. It got darker. She tried tampering with my car brakes. Story 3. 2 separate incidents. 1. After a one-night stand, a girl I was casually seeing asked where I was. I said at work. She screamed that I was lying because she'd seen me on the train. I explained I'd take the train to work. She set my car on fire. 2. Hooked up with a girl from a club. Passed out drunk. My roommate woke up to weird noises, went downstairs and found her soaking wet in just a towel asking, "Where is everyone?" She ran upstairs looking for people who weren't there, then disappeared. When we checked the bathroom, it was flooded. Shower door ripped off, shampoo everywhere, and she'd used his razor for some reason. She vanished in the morning and gave me chlamydia. Story 4. Senior year of high school. Fell asleep on the bus ride home, sitting next to a female friend. Woke up to her using my hand to pleasure herself. The second I realized what was happening, she yanked my hand away and started screaming like I had assaulted her. Caused massive drama, socially and academically ruined me for a while. I eventually forgave her but will never forget it. Story 5. Had a one-night stand with a girl who seemed totally normal. Woke up at 5 a.m. to go to work, started getting dressed. She woke up and lost it, screaming, "You can't leave me alone." I calmly explained I had work and would call her later. She jumped on me, biting and scratching. I had to fight her off and ran out with bite marks all over my arm. No idea what triggered it. Story 6. I was 9. After church service, all the kids were waiting outside while adults had a meeting. The pastor's wife, new in town, took a liking to me, sat me on a bench, put my head in her lap and started stroking my hair while humming a lullaby like I was a baby. I was mortified but too scared to move. My sister saw it from across the yard and almost died laughing. Felt like it lasted hours. Story 7. Blind date. Girl would not stop talking about her dachshund. Clothes. Special carrier, the works. Suddenly she got dead serious, stared into my eyes and said, "I really love my dog." I said, "Yeah, I can tell." She repeated, even more intensely, "No, I really love my dog." I paid the bill, and we never spoke again. Story 8. My bisexual ex, 17, at a party started hitting on my 15-year-old sister. I lost it and ended the night early. A week later, she called threatening to stab me and said she was on her way over. 20 minutes later, she was actually at my door holding a knife, ringing the doorbell nonstop. I threatened to call the police. She finally left. Never saw her again. Story 9. Stayed over at a buddy's place in the guest room. Heavy door that slams shut if not blocked. Slept with the door closed. Woke up slightly and saw the door cracked open with his girlfriend just standing there staring at me in the dark. I pretended to still be asleep. She stood completely still, staring for over 10 minutes. When I finally woke up and moved, she bolted and slammed the door. Went to the kitchen later. She acted like nothing happened. Story 10. Hooked up with a girl at a party. Things got intense, but she kept saying no to sex. I respected it twice and we stopped. Planned another date. She ghosted me, then later told me she never wanted to see me again because I wasn't persistent enough when she said no. She literally wanted me to ignore her no. Story 11. First and only Tinder date. Within minutes, she casually mentioned she had just signed her divorce papers that morning and then laid out a 1-year plan that ended with us married. I politely said I wasn't interested in a second date. She smiled, thanked me for my opinion, and decided for both of us that we were definitely having that second date. Thankfully, we met in public. She kept pushing to come to my place. Felt like a hidden camera prank. Story 12. Playing pool at a bar with friends when a group of rough-looking women in their late 40s/50s started hovering. Suddenly, one slid her hand down the back of my pants, grabbed my ass, and loudly said, "Nice little, but wanna touch mine? It's bigger." I ignored her completely. She went back to her friends like she'd won a prize. Bartender kicked them out soon after. My friends were awesome and didn't tease me, but we were all stunned. Drunk strangers groping you out of nowhere is wildly violating.